Hello, everybody. It is Everyday Shenanigans, and thanks for joining me. I guess I'll wait until a few of you get into the chat. Thank you very much. Hope everyone is warm out there. Wanted to bring you all the said information pertaining to Robert Sylvester Kelly, one of his associates, has pled guilty. The said bribery case. Hello, Mary Blue. How you doing? Thanks for joining me, babe. How are you doing, Mary? I hope you're well. I hope everybody's doing okay out there. Hello, Dime a Dozen. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I got 13 in the room. Thank you so much. No super chats, please. If you would like to donate to the channel, please log on to Cash App, $ Big Angie 129. If you'd like to donate to the channel, I want to bring you all this said information coming out of New York City. I've got 16 in the room, 10 thumbs up. Thanks for joining me. I'm trying to get comfortable. I can't. Oh, yes, Elizabeth, how you doing? Thank you so much. How's everybody doing? Hello, Melanie. Hello, Nitra. Hi, everybody. Carol Ricker. How are you all doing? Elizabeth and Carolyn Bean, how are you doing? Thanks. I've got 16 in the room, 12 thumbs up. No super chats, please. But you can kindly donate to the channel. It is in the description box of this said video. I will be going live again this evening pertaining to the massacre that took place out in Oklahoma City with the children who were murdered inside of a home alongside allegedly an uncle, perhaps. They are not giving much information pertaining to who's related to whom, but I will bring you an update pertaining to that story. Hopefully there'll be more information by the time I jump on later on this evening. And I also will be discussing the situation going on out in California City, which is not much of anything, but I'm just going to go ahead and shoot straight from the hip if you all want to discuss what's been going on and the rhetoric pertaining to the children out there in California City. I've got 20 in the room. I'm going to go ahead and get started. Thanks for joining me. No super chats, please. R.Kelly'S associate pleads guilty in Brooklyn bribery case. And this is by Your Web, if you need verification for the storyline. An R. Kelly associate pleaded guilty Tuesday to trying to bribe a witness in the singer's sexual assault case in Brooklyn. Me and another person offered Jane Doe money for her to not go forward with her complaint for testimony against Robert Kelly. Richard Arline Jr., 31, admitted during a virtual hearing in Brooklyn federal court per page 6, I knew what I did was wrong. We previously reported 3 men connected to R. Kelly were charged last year in federal court for using threats and bribes to intimidate several victims in the racketeering case against the singer. The complaints listed Arline Jr., Donnell Russell, and Michael Williams as defendants, according to a press release from the United States Attorney's Office in Brooklyn. The defendants are separately charged with engaging in multiple crimes that were intended to undermine and subvert the integrity of the criminal justice system and victimize the women who have come forward with serious allegations of criminal conduct against the defendant, R. Kelly. Acting United States Attorney Seth Ducharme said in the release. Efforts to illegally influence pending federal cases, whether through threats of violence, intimidation, damage to property, or payments to buy a potential witness's silence, will not be tolerated, Ducharme said. An attorney for R. Kelly said his client had nothing to do with these alleged acts by those charged. He hasn't attempted to intimidate anyone or encourage anyone else to do so. No involvement whatsoever, Attorney Steve Greenberg said via Twitter and in an email to CNN. Arline Jr. is a self-proclaimed longtime friend of Kelly's, and he was recorded via wiretap trying to bribe one victim with $500,000 if she dropped a lawsuit against the artist, according to the release. Russell, 45, of Chicago, is a self-described manager, advisor, and friend of Kelly, according to the release. He threatened to reveal sexually explicit photographs of an alleged and to publicly reveal her sexual history if she did not withdraw her lawsuit against Kelly, according to the release. Prosecutors said Williams set fire to an SUV belonging to the father of another alleged victim. Kelly is facing charges in New York, including racketeering and sex trafficking. He also faces federal charges of child pornography in Chicago, where he is jailed without bail. The disgraced artist has pled not guilty to all of the charges and is awaiting trial. R-Line faces up to 15 years in prison. This said information is by your web if you need verification for the storyline. So Mr. R-Line is facing up to 15 years in prison. He has willingly admitted to bribing a witness in the said allegations against Robert Sylvester Kelly. And he also admits in open court, I knew what I did was wrong, quote, unquote. And his name is Richard R. Jr., 31 years of age. And that is the said information. So you can think whatever you like pertaining to the allegations against Robert Sylvester Kelly. Everyone is entitled to his or her opinion. But for a person to go in open court and admit that they bribed someone to not press charges and or file a lawsuit and or sue and or do which and soever says a lot. And he had no choice, hi Tracy, but to say he did it because there was a wiretap. So how are you going to deny your own voice pertaining to being on the tape? That's the said information coming out of Brooklyn, New York. The source is your web if you need verification for the storyline. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Now, I've already given my opinion many moons ago pertaining to Robert Kelly. I've listened to his music. I liked his music. And it is sad that this is what it has all come down to. But I always say to myself, everyone makes their own choices in life. And that is the said information. And this is the life that he chose for himself. And he made these said choices. So now the piper is reaping. And that is the said word. I wish all the guilty parties would turn themselves in and face their punishment. So when is his wife Drea and Sparkle going to get arrested for letting it down? Letting it what? Oh, Lord, here we go. I don't know. I don't understand what she's saying. So when is his wife Drea and Sparkle going to get arrested for letting it go down and turning a blind eye? I don't know. Thank you, Nitra. Good to see you, Nitra. What's going on? R. Kelly is the guilty one. Shaking my head. He's disgusting. Hi to everyone coming in the chat. Nitra, yes. Hello, Video Champ. All involved. Yes, yes. This is shameful because there are too many women out here that would not have mind being with Robert Kelly, whether it be sexual or in a relationship. And there's just too many grown women out here to be partaking with young underage girls. That's just a spoken word. I'm sick. I had surgery yesterday. Oh, okay, Nitra. Well, I'll be praying for you, Nitra. Well, that is the said information coming out of Brooklyn, New York. So one of the co-conspirators, Mr. R. Jr., 31, has willingly admitted in open court that he was wrong and that he bribed a woman of $500,000 to be quiet. Hey, Queen. Hey, everybody. And the fact that one of them set somebody's SUV on fire, one of the victim's father, I think I got a feeling who that one is. That's jacked up. That's real jacked up. Got 26 in the room, 19 thumbs up. I want to thank you all for joining me on this cold day in the high 10. It is cold in the high 10. But we will wait and see what else is in store for Mr. Robert Kelly. I'm sure there'll be some more shenanigans going on, some more court hearings, some more something, virtual hearings, since they don't have open court anymore due to COVID. But that is the said information pertaining to Robert Kelly. He has pled guilty. And the fact of facing 15 years, wow, that's a lot for a young man. But it is what it is. 26 in a room. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you all are well out there. The Queen is trying to maintain. But I thank you all for joining me this early evening with the said information. So is there anybody want to give commentary? Y'all just speak it in the chat. Hello to everybody. A lot of years, but he chose to involve himself, laugh out loud. I don't feel bad. I don't either, Mary Blue. I don't either. Hi, Ravenheart. How you doing, honey? Yeah, I don't feel anything. I mean, a lot of people like to argue, back and forth about R. Kelly and what he did and didn't do, but I'm just one of them kind of people, you can't say everybody's lying. Come on now. Hope you get better soon. Yes, okay. Yes, R. Kelly should have been locked up. Okay. Well, 25 in the room. It's a slow chat, but that's okay. Everyone who played a part deserves to be prosecuted. I agree. It's just talent wasted. That's what I think of. I think of a talent wasted. I mean, it's just, to me, a waste of talent. There's so many people out here wishing they could enter the music profession, sports arena. There are a lot of talented people out here who don't get that opportunity to shine, and a lot of people get the opportunity to shine, and they take advantage of the situation, and that's how I feel. And that's a lot of people who are in the entertainment business. They use people, manipulate people, and it's sad because there's so many people out here wanting to be famous and wanting to sing and dance and play basketball, football, but they have not been afforded the opportunity. And that's something that I'm really sick of seeing with our people, African American people. Is you getting this opportunity to shine, and you can't even do that because you're too busy trying to, do crazy things to other people, hurt people. I don't understand it. But as Dr. Phil says, hurt people, hurt people. Yes, he has so much. Exactly. It's all a shame, and they should have all known better. Well, of course, you couldn't talk me into anything. You're not going to talk me into bribing nobody, taking nobody nowhere, calling nobody, picking up nobody from the airport, putting somebody in a car. No. Now I'm looking at you, and I can tell that you're a kid for the grown women who were allegedly trapped in the house down in Johns Creek, Georgia, whatever the hell was going on down there. There's no way I would have been a participant in none of that mess. Yes, hit the like button. Thank you so much. Hello, Mr. Brown. How are you doing? But that's the fate of Robert Kelly. Of course, you all know he's had a lot of problems since he's been incarcerated in the Cook County Jail. They've jumped him. Some guy had an altercation with him. He's been sick. He's had some personal problems. It's been like non-stop buffoonery with Mr. Robert. And all the stuff that's come out over the years, all the allegations, all the stories about the diseases and the Lord. I mean, it's just gone on and on. Hello, Craig. How you doing? Thanks for joining me, honey. All the stories of the women catching venereal diseases. So, everybody's popping up with the same disease. Okay, we're going to leave that one alone because that's kind of like, wow. Who wants to tell that? Tell your personal business. That's a deep thing to come forward and tell that you have something and you think Pookie gave it to you. I mean, wow. Yes, well, that's the whole point. Aaliyah was the start of this that we know of. So that's why people always say that's lucid and woke. How could you be surprised? You already knew he was messing with that girl a long time ago if you were paying attention. Of course, some of us probably weren't. We didn't care. We just listened to the music. We didn't know what he was doing behind closed doors with a young girl. But that has come out as well, that those documents were forged. This person has admitted to altering the documents so he could marry her. So that person has risked coming out and being prosecuted for admitting that they drew up false documents at the clerk's office. So everybody can't be lying because you're coming out basically telling on yourself where you can be prosecuted. But that's because there's proof. And that's when people usually admit the truth. It's because there is proof. Miss Senior Queen, when you talk about Cali Boys early morning for you, yeah, that'll be later on. We have to get at a rest. Too many other things I can talk about. Too many things I can talk about. I get the notifications and then I decide, well, let me get on. I'm not feeling the best today, but I want to jump on and get this out. R. Kelly will have to register as a sexual predator for life. Well, I don't know if Craig, I don't know if he's going to even get the chance to do that. He's facing charges in several states. Several states. So you're talking about, I believe, Michigan, New York, Chicago. There's also, I think, a case out of Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. So thank you, Marie. It's my knee. It's my left knee. She's giving the queen hell. Giving me literal hell right now. I'm doing good to just sit up and make this video. But thank you very much. R. Kelly is not getting out of jail. Nitra, yeah, Nitra, I think once you start racking up all the charges and the bribery charges and then the sexual acts themselves, which are considered sexual assault, he'll be wore out. That's why when he was asking for a lower bond and all that, he needs to have a mental evaluation while he's in jail. Even if he bonds out one place, like right now, if the judge would be kind enough to say, okay, I'm gonna let you bond out, it would not make a difference because he has other charges pending in other cities. So it won't make a difference to bond out of Chicago. You would then get transferred to New York or Detroit. So it would be a waste of time. You would just be bonding out from city to city to city. And allegedly he doesn't have any money, so they say so. I don't know who else would want the money. You remember a year or so ago, the lady who came up with the money a year or two ago, who helped him bond out, once she realized that he had more charges in said cities, she wanted that money back. So the judge was like, no, boo-boo, you can't have your money back. I mean, that's your friend. You should know your friend. You didn't know your friend had other charges, so you should have had a talk with your friend Robert. That judge wasn't playing. Oh my goodness, my knee's giving me hell too. We have cold winds 35 to 40 miles per hour today. Okay. Yeah, it's all that walking around. I guess my knee was saying, well, you haven't been moving much on this. So, yes, of course she knew. Yeah, so it's a sad situation. But, my thing is, I can't really say it's sad because we all make decisions to do the things that we do. And once we become willing participants in something that we know is wrong, then we don't have anybody to blame but ourselves. And my thing is, there's just too many beautiful women out here. Oh, fibromyalgia. Okay. I have that as well. It's hot here. Time for beach later. Okay. But my thing is, there's just too many beautiful women in this country. I see beautiful women all the time. So I can't understand why any male would want to lie down with a woman under 18. Especially 13, 14. That's a child. Of course, 16 is considered a child in some states, but you know better. Your ass is 35, 33, 30. It's all the same. You know damn well you don't have any business looking at a 16-year-old or 15-year-old once she tells you her name. No, how old she is. Walk off. She doesn't belong to you anyway. Same thing would be if you were trying to talk to a grown-up. She says, no, thank you. Then you keep it moving. You don't try to touch her, grope her, grab her, harass her. You understand what I'm saying? Rape her. Keep it moving. It's sickening. He's a chomo, okay? Together, I don't know what Kelly done by hearing it now. Okay. If you don't have IG, Instagram, go to your Play Store and download it. Who's trying to call in? Yeah, if you want to call in and weigh in, I'm on Instagram, Big Sexy 71. He did some sick things. Carol praying for you. Everyone coming in the chat today. Yes, thank you all for joining me on this chilly day in the high 10. Well, Marie, you heard about this case out here about these kids. All you have to do is Google. Google is at your disposal. Hello, Patty. How you doing? Thanks. Anybody having buffering? I don't know. If it is buffering, I can't see that I'm buffering. Let me say that. Queen, I hope your knee feels better. Cold weather doesn't help. No, it does not. It's definitely more people involved in this case, and I think more arrests will come. Well, they already got 2 other guys up on the chopping block, so we will wait to see what fate they will be handed down. And then, of course, Robert Sylvester Kelly has numerous charges from here to Tokyo. And as I state, this is a decision that he made on his own. That's that. I can see you, Queen, not buffering for me. Nietzsche, I don't know. I haven't a clue. I will now, but sounds like he aren't worth using my fingers for. Well, no. He had wonderful music. He had great R&B music. I loved R. Kelly music. I mean, I loved his music. I loved the double disc back in the day, the late 90s. I loved it. Loved his music. But see, when I jog my memory back, I start thinking back to the words and the lyrics, and it dawned on me, hell, every song is about laying down with a woman, doing something with a woman. It's like, which, a lot of songs, are sexually oriented. But damn, it's like, he was telling us the story then. What makes me mad is while these people are committing crimes, they are bold with it. But as soon as they get caught, they want to cry like babies. Yes, I enjoyed his music also. He sang people into bed. Yes, he sang them to bed. He sang on the bed because he liked being in the bed with a woman. That's why he could do that. Hello, Alexis Platt. How are you doing? Thanks for joining me. I've got 36 in the room, 33 thumbs up. Thank you all so much for joining me. I will be going live a little bit later with the update to the story out in Oklahoma, Muskogee, and I will also discuss the children because most people are going to want to discuss it anyway. No new news, but I will have a double video a little bit later on a live. There are a lot of R. Kelly music babies out here. Oh, I'm sure of that. I'm sure of that. If you would like to donate to the channel, feel free to cash out me at $Big Angie 129. No super chats during the live. We do not want to contribute to the YouTube fund. Thank you so much. I don't know what time I'm going later, but I will be on. So if you are a night owl, please join me because I can't say exactly the hour or the time. I'll be back going to try my daughter's beef stew. Okay, Carol, be careful. Thanks for joining me. Thank you so very much. But that's the said information coming out of, yes, the music was good. Is good, rather, still. Oh, thank you so much, Trisha. I really appreciate that. It's just baffling right now. Okay, Tracy, take care, hon. It's really no words. I mean, because it's like, see you later, Carol. It is what it is. These folks made their choices to participate in this. I don't know why I get these glasses on. Sorry about that. These people made their choices to go along with Robert Kelly. He made the choice to bed these women and different things, all type of crazy stuff, accusation he has, pertaining to the women and locking them up and not letting them roam and not feeding them and using the bathroom in buckets. I heard all that crazy nonsense that went on down in Johns Creek, which is one of the most affluential, areas outside of Atlanta, Georgia. It's where the wealthy lives, in Johns Creek. Home down there, renting a home. And it's just sickening that a man would waste his time trying to bed everyone with a pulse. It didn't really matter if you were 14 or if you were 18, if you were 22. Robert liked women. And he also partook with Caucasian women as well. For those who did not know that, there's a girl out of, I believe, South Carolina. She also had a story to tell. I was just like, damn, this man is just busy. Robert was busy. But, there were so many allegations pertaining to Robert, not just with women, but also the allegations of him being a homosexual. Some guy named Bubba, he liked sex. The girls told that. He engaged. That one girl in the beginning had said that. He called her in a room and started engaging in a homosexual act with a man. But see, he baited her. That's how Robert, he is the perfect narcissist, sociopath, groomer. That's what they do. Hi, come here. I want to talk to you about something. Then invite her in the room. He doesn't tell her what he's going to do. He wants her to watch so he can watch her reaction. Okay? So he invites her into the room and watches another man perform fellatio on Robert. So he wanted to see what she would do. That's a cold Negro. And, one of the brothers had told that he made advances toward him when they were, maybe a little bit older. And he even said the same thing. Robert wants to see how far you will go. But that's the whole point of grooming. I don't know what you will do until I solicit you, till I try you. And that's the whole point. Because that's anything. No different than asking somebody for money. You don't know if they'll give it to you until you ask. So there you have it. So he was sick if he would, try to come on to his own brother, make a pass at his own damn flesh and blood. That's a hell of an allegation to even bring forward about your own family. Because how shameful is that to even admit that in public, that your own brother tried to, he made a pass at you. And you tell that, that's deep. But I believe that Robert was molested. because the brother also told that, the same brother that makes the claim that Robert made a pass to him, he says that they had a neighbor who, was making advances toward the boys or whatever. So, that's usually how it starts, is that someone touches a child, and then a child will start to act out those acts with other children, and then they will act out those acts as they get older. Now, not all children will do that, but some do. And the next thing you know, what started out as a horrific crime against a child has now formed the child into a pedophile. And now you have a grown person acting out those same acts that was executed upon them as a child. So it's just a vicious cycle. And if you don't get help, you will be the monster that assaulted you. Yes, and one of Kelly's oldest brothers claims that their older sister molested. Yes, I'll forget about that as well. Yes, the sister was also touching the boys as well. So that is some sad stuff. Or R. Kelly, rather. The sister was molesting him, and he still defends her. And so, it's like the Stockholm Syndrome. R. Kelly don't want you saying nothing bad about that sister. Don't you find that strange? That he doesn't want to say or admit that the sister, just really talk about it. I think he briefly spoke, but it wasn't a winded conversation because he didn't want to dwell on it. But he upholds her. He upholds this woman who touched him as a child. That's deep. So here it is, you're molested by the male neighbor. Then you're also being molested and touched and fondled or whatever by your sister who grew up in the same home with you. And now you have these deviant thoughts, and your only thought process is bedding little girls. And I remember a conversation in the first Surviving R. Kelly video episode a few years ago. There was a comment by a teacher who will not reveal what she saw while R. Kelly was attending school, but it was bad, whatever it was. And so when they asked her what she thought of the allegations against Robert Kelly, she basically alluded to the fact that she believes them because of whatever she witnessed while he was attending high school or whatever. And she will not speak. I don't even know if she's still alive or not. But that teacher would not speak on what she saw or what he said or did for her to come to the conclusion that he is a deviant. And it is known to some people in the Chicago area back in the, 80s or whatever, that Robert would hang outside of high school in Hyde Park. I believe it's Kenmore High School. So they said that was the norm for him. There are people who verified. That's what he did. He hung outside the high school because he dropped out of school. And, not Kenmore, but Kenwood, excuse me. Brain dead. But hang outside of high school, waiting for girls to walk by, pick up girls. And then if you watch Surviving R. Kelly, you will see one of the young ladies will tell you that he would use her to go out and pick up young girls to bring back to his home to have sexual relations. And like I said, that takes a strong person to willingly admit that they also participate to him. So I can't see anybody making that up because you're now implicating yourself in a crime. And that's what a lot of people don't understand who are R. Kelly fans. What person is going to admit that they willingly went out and sought children to bring back to a grown man? You have now implicated yourself as an accessory to sexual assault. Why would I want to tell that about myself? If you understand what I'm saying, what fool is going to admit that to the public? But a few women have done so, have admitted that. Yes, he is a predator. He needs to stay in jail. His own daughter says, okay, he's a monster. I want to make sure I get this. His trial is way overdue. Yes, it is. Queen, was it his music teacher? I believe it was, Latasha. I believe it was his music teacher. Yeah, he won't dwell on anything about that sister. To catch up on this topic and other stories, subscribe to the Queen. Thank you, Nitra. Thank you so much. Good evening, Deborah. I'm just going back over you all's comments. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yes, Deborah, how are you doing? Just catching up on all you guys' comments. This dude also has merch online to help him with donations with his case. Oh, Craig, I didn't know that. Okay. With that herpes disease. Oh, God, here y'all go. So, some women are just as sick, buffering. Okay. Nitra, really? Well, this is what you all need to understand. We talk about this all the time. In these cases, there's always somebody who will ride the ride with someone knowing that what they're doing is wrong. And then they will let that person, hello, Becky, talk them into doing salacious things. And you have seen this time and time again, men who are sadists using their girlfriends and wives to lure young women into the fold. This has happened many a times. Many men have done it. A man in Canada did it. He was a dirty bugger. He would have his girlfriend, luring girls. One girl he killed. So you see, there are women who will ride the ride with the sicko. Yes, Epstein, yes. So you see, you have a lot of sick people out here. And I just can't see going along with a man for what? To say what? To prove my loyalty to him? To prove that I love him? So I'm going to go out here and pick up a woman for you? Or a child for you to rape and sodomize or kidnap or hold hostage? Oh, no. I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm not going to do anything like that. I just don't see him doing it by himself as a celebrity. I think more celebrities' names will also be attached to this case. Well, the one thing I have seen, Cole, I think she's had some things to say basically in favor of Robert. So that made me start to wonder perhaps Miss Keisha has laid down with Mr. Robert Kelly, because I can't see any woman riding the ride with a man that has willingly bedded children and mistreated grown women. My thing is, why? Why would you want to ride the ride with a man being disrespectful to women, mistreating women? And this thing he has for wanting group sex, he wants the women to be with the women. He's also into that. So see, Robert had some serious issues going on with him. So I don't know. Yeah, been getting away with it. Yes, he has. Yes, he has. But that's anything. If you don't get caught doing something, you will continue to do it unless you want to change. If you don't want to change, then you're just not going to change. You just say, well, I've been enjoying what I've been doing. I like what I'm doing, and I'm just going to keep continuously doing what I've been doing, and I ain't going to stop. And this happens every day, especially with this type of crime. Men, chasing him behind little girls, chasing him behind women. He has a very high sexual appetite, and he has a very high sexual appetite for deviant behaviors, sexual behavior. Like I said, how you get down behind closed doors is your choice. What you do in your bedroom is your choice. If you decide to try something new with a man or a woman, that is your business. But it seems to me that's really all Robert cared about. He really didn't care about people. He only cared about having sex, with men and women. He didn't discriminate from what has been said. So, as they say, all bets are off with this kid, because he just obviously likes sex, and he didn't care. I think the one that got me was the girl who was on a certain person's YouTube channel testifying that she met him at a hotel down in, I think, Alabama or somewhere, and he promised to do something for her. It was give her some money. It was something. And then next thing you know, she ended up performing oral sex on him. He talked nasty, told her to get out of his truck, and that was the end of that. Because she was struggling. I think she was staying in a motel. And I think Robert said he would give her some money, if I'm not mistaken. I don't want to misquote. That's been a while ago. He got what he wanted. And then after that, she decides to come forward to a YouTuber and tell the said situation. Oh, promised her $3K. Okay. So after, this is so sick. After he don't give her the money, now she wants to say his private parts smell. I said to myself, you know what, Satan? I'm done. And so the person was like, well, why you want to tell now that his private parts smell? Oh, Lord have mercy. I just, oh, I'm dead. I'm so dead with that. That's when you know you have gotten into the belly of the beast. I mean, wow. So what one would have to say is, if he had paid you the 3,000, would you have came forward to say you got paid and his private parts smell? I'm just saying. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this up. Pay her a hotel and give her money to help her with her burnt house. Yeah, okay. Hi, Queen and all. May I ask who you're speaking of? I'm talking about R. Kelly. I want some of these parents arrested as well because they knew his history and were starstruck. Okay, and pimped them out. Okay. See, that's what's been the hardest thing to decide. Who knew and who purposely sent their children there? Because I think some of the parents could have just, because I can't say what happened with the parents, because I'm not going to go into that, because I don't want to get no mess started with that. But I believe some of those parents could have possibly didn't think that he did anything with those allegations from the early 2000s, where he made the sex tape with the little girl in the said tape and the other women in that tape. So if I don't believe that he did anything, then I ain't getting ready to say nothing. Okay, Sparkle spoke out. Okay. So if I don't think that he raped anybody or taped anybody, then I go and let my child meet with them. You understand what I'm saying? Which obviously they did. They did it. He's a good musician, R. Kelly. But that's the said information. It's no way none of these people didn't know anything about him, especially since it was public knowledge and it was a trial. That one young lady refuses to go back home, okay? Which one is that, Lady Chi-Chi? Who you speaking of, honey? But that doesn't matter. His spirit is sick. Yes, it is sick. Well, he's in the right place. Because the fact that R. Kelly likes men, that has been said, he's in the right place. He can get all the guys he wants. And he may not be able to get a woman unless you got one of them in there dressing up like a gal and she just happened to have some hormone where she's got some boom booms. But other than that, it has been said that he likes men, so he's in the right place. Oh, Jocelyn. Okay. Hoping he finds Jesus. Well, honey, Jesus is the only one that can help Robert Kelly and help some other demons too who rode the ride, because I just can't see how much money you could have gotten to ride the ride and helping somebody lure these women and keep them hid in the house and all this other type of crazy foolishness. I just don't understand how you could live with yourself doing that. What dollar amount did he give you that you felt like that was okay? That's the part I don't understand. That's the thing I don't understand. What dollar amount did you get that you thought it was okay? This, I don't get it. I feel the same about Michael J. Good, amazing, genius. Well, you know, that's the thing you're learning. This is what I keep trying to tell people. You can't be shocked at the things that you hear. It was mostly the promise of a singing career. Okay, living in Trump Hotel speaks volumes. Yes, it does. But this is what I keep trying to tell you all about these type of situations, is that you don't know people. You see people every day, random people you know, you work with. You don't know what they're doing behind closed doors. You don't really know their ideologies and how they feel about certain things. You don't know how they feel about sex, religion, politics. You're not going to know until they tell you. And I will say that I think a lot of people who have rode the ride with R. Kelly, famous and not famous, they have the same mindsets. And some people may get offended by me saying that, but I don't see how you could think that that's okay to have a grown man bed kids. I just don't see how you think that's okay for a man to be attracted to children. There's no reason you should ever be attracted to a child. Ever. As an infant, I can pick up on stuff, but I'm wrong at times too. Okay, R. Kelly's wrong. Well, you know, I mean, there's just no excuse. As I state, there are too many beautiful women out here that you can date, and some of them look young if you're just into that youthful appearance. But make sure that they're grown. You can date a woman who looks youthful and she is legally grown. That's just crazy to me. Praying for your knee healing. Oh, thank you, Deborah, so much. Yes, it's a perverse spirit. It is. And it's sad because, like I said, a talent wasted. Right now, he could be singing, making music, helping others, producing, doing something with himself besides worrying about getting in the britches of a young lady. CNN reported back in August. Hold on one second, honey. I didn't see that comment. CNN reported back in August 20, R. Kelly was attacked by a fellow inmate, Illinois prison, and suffered physical, psychological injuries. Well, I don't know how it can be psychological, Craig. Because I feel like all the stuff that he's done, tit for tat. Karma's a bitch. I can't see how people are all of a sudden saying he's a pervert, yet after his first trial and acquitted, they still work with him. Well, and that's the whole point that I'm saying. What's your calling name? Big Sexy 71 on Instagram. But that's my thing, is that people rally behind people that they like. You can see that from the stories that I talk about on this channel. There's always somebody that will ride the ride with the criminal. And even when they know what they've been doing, even when there's evidence of what they've been doing, people will still uphold the people, support them, give them money, help them out. Why, I do not know, but he is not the only person that has people rallying behind him, still, wanting to be in his favor. There are a lot of people who have done some ugly things in life, and they still have people rallying behind them. And I'm just going to say for the record, I just can't respect anyone that favors a man or woman that takes up with children. I can't take up for anybody that believes in molesting children, period. I don't care if it's a family member, if it's an outsider, it's all the same to me. And any man that mistreats a woman, verbally abusive, mentally abusive, sexually abusive, rape, assault, I don't care if it's your girlfriend, your wife, it's all the same. No means no. No means no. And that's what it means. No means no. After he whooped her mind, he probably didn't give them girls a dime. Well, I don't think it was no money. I think they're going to do harm in jail and it won't be a trial. Well, Nitra, he's been in there all this time. Hello, Becky, how you doing? He's been in there a little while now. So he's hanging on. He's probably in isolation. Of course, my thing is, how long can you be in isolation? Big Sexy 71 on IG, Sanaya. Craig Johnson and they darn well deserve a beat down. Well, maybe some of the men might want to get out of jail, so they decide not to beat them up because they don't want to, prolong their time inside of the jail. Yes, and I love the Leah too. I was watching her probably about 2 months ago because I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and hers is like, she was a beautiful woman. That was a beautiful, beautiful woman. It's just hard to believe that she died the way she did. And, at one point in her younger life was tangled up with R. Kelly. So, see, we also have to wonder about that. What did her parents know pertaining to the relationship between Aaliyah and Robert Kelly? Did they know that he was bedding their child? Did they go along with that? And, of course, naturally, no one's going to admit that, yeah, I knew that this man was having sex with my child. Who would want to do that? You know what I'm saying? So, it's just a terrible thing. Very, very, very terrible. Yes, they eloped. Just really, really, really sad. So, Sanaya, are you calling in? Because if not, I'll probably wrap this live up because I want to rest a little bit before I jump back on a little bit later to bring you all some more information out of Oklahoma and California. She had so much to give. Yes, they sold her. Half of those was lying. Half of who was lying? I'm good, Queen. Thank you for asking. Hi, Becky. I think her parents were okay with it since he had money and they wanted her to be a star. Okay. Okay, good to know. So sad. Okay. Who was lying? You want to say the women were lying? Got 49 in the chat. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can cash at me at $BigAngie129. Thank you so much for your time. Just like her, okay? Hit the like button. Yes, hit the like button. Women are not lying. No way, Nat Man says. Okay. But that's the sad information. Because I'm going to check out of here. I'm not going to stay long because I want to bring you another live that'll probably go a little bit longer than this. Because, once we start talking about California and the other mess that's brewing out in Oklahoma, it's a big mess out there, too. Um, his co-conspirator has pled guilty. Mr. Arline Jr., 31 years of age, has pled guilty to bribery charges out of Brooklyn, New York. And so they have sufficient evidence. They have him on tape, on a wiretap, bribing a woman to be quiet and to pay her $500,000. And that is why I brought you this information today, to bring you the update pertaining to the charges against Robert Kelly. And he has numerous charges. He has numerous charges in several states. He is being accused of the RICO Act out of the state of New York. And any of you who are familiar with the mob out of New York, you will now know why Mr. R. Kelly has been charged with the RICO Act. And that is the said information. There are 2 other co-conspirators who are also being charged. So we will see what happens with those said men in the said case. It's just, like I said, a waste of life. There's so many things you can do with yourself in this world. And my thing is getting yourself involved in other people's sexual escapades and demonified behavior. Why would you want to ride the ride? Because I'm sure none of those men thought, women too, anything would happen later down the road. Anybody would be bringing a charge against them in court. They enjoyed riding the ride along Robert Sylvester Kelly, so they didn't think anything would come. They didn't think somebody be wiretapping a conversation. It's Gucci. Well, it ain't Gucci now. Ain't Gucci now. You on Walmart brand right now, baby. Real talk. His time has come, so sad he sings in your soul, his own comings. Oh, so R. Kelly has mob ties, probably gang. No, not mob ties. What I'm saying is the RICO Act was enacted in New York in relation to the mob. That's when it's a conspiracy. It's when you ride the ride with people, even though you may not have actually shot somebody, but you are in cahoots with the people who shot somebody. You are benefiting from illegal activity. You are a conglomerate. So the mob was a conglomerate. So everybody was in cahoots. Everyone was in it together. So even if Pookie killed somebody on Tuesday, you weren't there, it doesn't matter. You hung with Pookie. So that's the said information. Okay. Somebody wants to send me Get Like Me 81. Okay. Hold on a minute. Somebody's sending me a message, you guys. Hold on. I can't even see it. Okay. Well, I'm trying to. It won't even come up. This happens every time somebody sends me something. This thing won't open up. It's weird. I don't know what's going on. Honey, I'm trying to open the message. It won't open for some reason. This is weird. Hello? Hello?
Hi.
Hey, hold on one second, baby.
I'm so happy to be able to listen to you. I found you, and I'm telling you, you on your job. I love it. Don't let nobody dim your shine. You are so bright.
They have been
man,
trying, honey.
I'm
They
so
have been
happy I
trying.
found you, and you have receipt with your stuff.
Yes, I have
And
to.
I'm a part of that, and I never catch you when you live. I'm
Okay.
always catching your videos.
Okay, so what I want you to do
Today I
is,
was actually able to catch you live.
okay, so I want you to tell me your name and where you are calling from.
Okay, my name is Kendra.
Kendra.
And I'm calling from Las Vegas,
Las
Nevada.
Vegas. Las Vegas. And I was just saying last night, I want somebody to call me from Las Vegas.
Crazy stuff going on in California.
Yes, it is. That'll be the live tonight. That'll be
somewhere else.
That'll be the live tonight. But you got something you want to say about R. Kelly and this guy pleading guilty?
Yes, like I believe that everybody basically knew what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody been knowing. Look at all his songs, all his titles, and I mean, I was a fan. I'm not gonna lie, I love his music. You do a great job. But for some reason, he never really wanted to speak about his sister and all of that. You need to bring that up. Like, you need to talk about that a little more. And that doesn't give you permission to be the way you are. But, you know, it's a background story to it.
Okay.
I didn't even know about, like, the man stuff.
Oh, you didn't know about that?
Oh, man. But
you didn't know about that?
Been knowing, I'm thinking Aaliyah parents,
Kendra,
I really think
hey,
they did not know.
Hey, one second. You didn't know about the men?
No, I didn't really know about the men.
Well, did you watch Surviving R. Kelly, the first one?
Yeah, I watched that one, and then the second one.
Okay. Well, you know, in the first one, the young girl told it, the one that was going to his house a lot and bringing I can't remember her name, but she was bringing the girls to the house and bringing them to the house out in the suburbs. She admitted, you know, that she watched that guy, Bubba, perform oral sex on him. You don't remember that?
Oh, no. I got to go back.
Yeah, you got to go back. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, that was in the very first. That was in the very first installment of Surviving R. Kelly.
And then I think a lot of them are doing a lot of lying too.
Oh, you do think some are lying?
The ones that I have watched, y'all way older. You know, it's easy to be manipulated into whatever's going on, but at the same time, you have to take responsibility for what you knew.
Okay, Geronda, that's her name. Geronda.
And
okay,
I mean, nobody got to him to where he got this far.
Okay.
Before his charges, all it is.
Okay.
I believe he needs to be where he is. You know, but I believe it's more people that need to be there also.
Okay.
Because it was a lot of people
involved. Yeah.
This man wasn't going out getting people by himself.
Well, we know that. We know that because, for one, Robert can't read and write. For the record, he can't read and write, so he can't book a flight. He can't pay a payment. He couldn't write a check. Nothing.
I look at music notes and I don't know what the hell they say, but I can read and write. You can't even read and write, and you make. Like, come on. Y'all was helping him do a whole lot of stuff. And everybody need to be in trouble. I do believe Aaliyah's parents was like incognito, didn't really know, because it just seems like I get that feel from that family, you know.
So you think they did know or they didn't?
But everybody else and that ex-wife.
Well, wait a minute. Wait. You saying her parents knew or did not know?
No, I think her parents really did not know.
Okay, so you know at some point she had to been away with him alone. So who was with her monitoring her being in the studio? Do you get where I'm going? Because they didn't live in Chicago. They lived in Michigan, if I'm not mistaken. Huh?
Standing in is going to let you know, oh, I got her. She going to be protected. I'm going to be with her 24 hours of the day. You know, it got to be on that way. Because ain't no way, I don't even care. It's no way that I'm going to let somebody else tell me, oh, you got my kid. No, I got my kid.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. So I think it's a whole lot of conspiracies with everybody that need to be taking blame and locked up too.
Yes.
Whoever was the one that made the calls, the receptionist or whoever, you know.
Yeah.
You need to be blamed too.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Because you knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
How is he up at high schools and sitting out there and lurking around and all this stuff?
That's why I said there's always people that know stuff, but if it's none of their business, they're not going to say anything. But I'm sure back in the day, a lot of people saw, hey, that's R. Kelly. What are you doing hanging outside the high school? You know exactly what the hell he was doing outside that high school.
That is crazy.
That's sick. That's very sick. So what do you think is going to happen? You think he'll found guilty? You think he'll be found guilty?
I've never caught you live before.
Well, thank you.
And I appreciate what you do and how you do it, and you do a damn good job.
Thank you.
Don't let nobody. And I liked it because you like boisterous like me, like stay in your lane, I'll stay in mine.
Well, I'm trying to be more diplomatic, and as my brothers have told me, don't be arguing with these people. They don't know you. You don't know them. So it doesn't even matter what they say, what they put in the comment box.
You on my channel, so get the hell off if you don't like what I'm saying.
Look, I tell them I built it from the ground up with 1 subscriber, 3 subscribers.
So
yes, I did.
What you do, and I hope your acting career.
Oh yes, thank you so much.
I'm praying for you.
Look, if
continue to do what you do, because this California shit with them missing boys, oh my God. It's the weirdest shit I heard. It sounded like a Christmas card to me.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, you wrapping presents and I'm getting wood for the fireplace.
You need to stop it. Girl, you a mess.
After the second line, I knew it was bullshit.
You know what? You are crazy.
We got fireplace, but yeah, he be doing wood, but not like.
Look, he was putting branches in the fireplace.
Shit.
Tree branches.
And then it's one of them push-on gas fireplaces.
Girl, you better stop.
So I gotta literally go fly fire starter lock, all that stuff.
You crazy.
Man, you be dead on it like,
it's sad, but it's sad though.
Me, and I got I have a wonderful family, but we do stuff like that, but then it come off across a little different.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
First thing I'm gonna be on there yelling is what they got on, because we need to look and we need to search, not this grand ass story.
Right.
But I'll leave that alone.
Well, let me take this. Well, tell me this before you check out.
You got love out here. I found you. I follow you. I'm looking at everything.
Okay, check out my old videos. I got over 750 something. Probably, I'm approaching 800 videos, I believe. So I've got a lot of videos on the book.
My daughter's tablet, so that's why I say Tanaya.
Okay.
But my name is Kendra.
Well, that's okay. But whatever name you give me, I see your face. That's all that matters. But before you go, tell me this: do you think he will go to prison?
To you and continue to do what you do. You're doing a great job at it. I love to hear you.
I
love to hear real.
Okay.
You know, we get a lot of news stories and some of it just feel like fake as hell.
Okay.
But then I get to turn on you and I'm like, oh, she gonna come with something real today. What the queen talking about today?
Thank you so much.
You know,
Thank you, honey.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Okay, before you go,
Bye-bye.
Tell me this. Do you think he's gonna go to jail, prison?
Yeah.
Okay.
He needs
That's
to.
all I want you to say. Okay.
He needs to. And I love his music, but he damn sure need to.
Okay.
Because I got two girls.
Okay.
All right.
Bye, baby. Thanks for calling. Bye-bye. That was Kendra out of Las Vegas. Wow. And I just was saying, what was it, yesterday? Everybody was calling from Washington and Texas and all these other places, Oklahoma. I had several people in the chat from Oklahoma. I said, man, I ain't got nobody in the chat from Las Vegas. And here I jump on today, and Miss Kendra joins us from Las Vegas. That's made my evening. I've got 55 in the chat, 48 thumbs up. I want to thank you all for joining me. I'm topping the hour. Yes, I'm looking forward to the trial too. Truth, nothing but the truth. Yes, thank you all so much for the kind words. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Tracy. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Tina. Okay, she says, I don't think he's going to make it to trial. Nitra, why you say that? What Natasha say? And the McDonald's too, shaking my head. What about the McDonald's? Boy, y'all be saying some crazy stuff. the McDonald's? Ooh, I don't think I want to know. But nonetheless, it's looking grim now. Oh, you think he's going to plead guilty? Yeah. So he could try to salvage what little bit of life he's got. Because I just turned 50 last Friday. So Robert is a couple of years older than me. And if he is to even get 20 years, pleading out or not, he will be an old man coming out of penitentiary. He will be an old man. And I don't think he will be a good Robert. He would just be an old man. He might make a deal. Yes, Queen Talks, that's what he should do. And Queen, congratulations to you and your channel, Miss Queen Talks. Congratulations. But yes, he'll be an old man. I mean, what use would he be to any woman? If he was to get with a woman at 20, 25 years and come out of penitentiary, she'll just be saying, well, I'm with Robert Kelly. I'm with R.Kelly. And nobody would care 20 years from now. Most of us will be rubbing our kneecaps with some Bengay, giving thanks that we can get up in the morning and see daylight savings time. It won't even matter. He's facing many charges, and yes, he is. And I've told you all that he's facing charges in Michigan, New York, Minnesota, and also Chicago. So it's grim for Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly. You can't take away he is a musical genius. Yeah, well, we already know that he's a musical genius, but that don't have anything to do with him sodomizing and raping little girls and abusing women. I want to thank you all for joining me. I will be back in a little bit with a live pertaining to the children and the man murdered out in Oklahoma, and the mother is still in the hospital. So I will bring you that said information, and we will have an open discussion pertaining to all the things that have been said pertaining to the missing boys in California City. I will be, yes, he's not above the law. Thank you, dear. Tell the truth. Well, we doubt about that. Queen Kills was recruiting girls by hanging out at the McDonald's near the high school. Okay, Latasha, that's what you're talking about, the McDonald's. Okay. So I want you all to join me later. The discussion will be about the children that were murdered in Oklahoma in the home with the allegedly the uncle. They're really not saying who's who, but it's alleging that possibly the father of 3 of the children killed everybody in the house alongside his own brother and shot the baby's mother. But don't quote me on that just yet. I'm just going to bring a verification with the next live. I will be talking about that. And I will also be talking about what's going on in California City. Will there be an arrest pertaining to the boys? What evidence has been found in the check of the backyard? What do they know pertaining to that house? Why did they go back to the house? We'll just have an open discussion. Do you think there will be an arrest soon? Will there be other arrests pertaining to this said situation? There's a lot of buffoonery going on out there and people on the ground. A lot of stuff I really don't want to discuss, quite frankly, but it's just a lot of buffoonery going on out there in California, and really it's sad because it's then left the realm of the boys. It's on some other you know what. It's on some other you know what. But thanks for joining me. Thank you, Kendra, for calling. Miss Queen, congratulations with your new channel. You all join me back in a couple of hours. If you can hang with the Queen for a couple of hours, we're going to talk about Oklahoma and California City. Thanks for joining me. Like, share, subscribe. Drop your comments below. If you want to donate to the channel, $ Big Angie 129 Cash App. Thank you so much for everything and your kind words and the birthday wishes. God bless all of you. Be safe. This is Everyday Shenanigans. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.